Interim efficacy data from Innovate will therefore not be available in the first half of 2022 as previously expected.
Hello, that was the headline and the shocker that Dr. Kim unleashed on us Inovio shareholders yesterday during the earnings call, and today we are gapping down, currently 12.3% on the day. Holy smokes, are there any other negatives that we need to discuss about Inovio moving forwards, and are there seriously any positives at all that we can take from this earnings call? And what did we learn from this earnings call?
Virus targeting T-cell response, full maintenance of T-cell responses, the preservation of T-cell responses, cross-reactive T-cell responses, ability to generate T-cell responses, T-cell immunity for disease protection.
Yep, okay, we get it. T-cells.
Full maintenance of T-cell responses, preservation of T-cell responses, T-cell responses.
Oh my lord, even the senior VP of R&D, Kate Broderick, is also on the T-cell bandwagon.
Functional T-cell, our T-cell response, CD8 killer T-cell, CD8 T-cell responses, and our overall T-cell responses because of our T-cell.
Is this pan-COVID T-cell response, those all-important T-cell responses?
Yes, if you didn't get the memo, that's all you needed to know from the earnings call. To the tune of 17 times did they have to use that killer T-cell word. Oh my lord, stay tuned for a quick drill into the earnings call, which ain't all that bad. Keep it simple. Well, all too familiar. This ain't the first time that Inovio shareholders have been totally stitched and totally screwed over by Dr. Kim and the management and the decisions that they are making at Inovio, regardless of the strength of their technological platform for vaccines. Something is not quite right. Well, let's listen to some of the key highlights from the earnings call and see if we can take any positives at all. Before we drill right in, if you're watching, Mr. Ben Matone, Senior Director of Investor Relations at Inovio Pharmaceuticals Inc. Yes, you sir. If you would be so kind as to reply to my emails for more information and a clear steer, it would be greatly appreciated.
We plan to seek regulatory approval to amend the primary endpoint for our phase 3 Innovate trial from prevention of all symptomatic disease to prevention of severe disease.
That is the reason for further delay, because they've suddenly decided that they need to change the primary endpoint for their phase 3 Innovate trials from prevention of all symptomatic disease to prevention of severe disease. Holy smokes, would you not have done this half a year ago? 1 year ago? I mean, it was pretty evident back then that no vaccine was going to prevent all symptomatic disease. Set the bar high and don't deliver, or set the bar low and deliver. It's a simple choice really, and one that I think the management have totally screwed up. But having said that, hindsight is beautiful, and moving forward, the decision to change it now will inevitably save time in the long run.
The Data Safety Monitoring Board of our INO 4800 program recommended that we pause the enrollment of new participants to update the informed consent form and investigator brochure to reflect the potential impact of Omicron on the trial. The DSMB stated that safety issues were not a factor in its recommendation, and dosing may continue for those participants who have already received their first dose.
Why would you need to pause the enrollment? I mean, you're just changing the primary endpoint, and it's from symptomatic disease to severe disease. I mean, what is the actual change right there? I don't see any change. How is that a reason to pause enrollment? But more importantly, I would like to know, and I'm sure all shareholders would like to know, how the Innovate phase 3 trials around the world in all those countries are going, and are they not fully enrolled by now? By now, what is going on? A little update or a little bit more transparency would go a long way.
As a result of the DSMB recommendation, as well as our plan to seek approval to amend the trial's primary endpoint, we have paused enrollment of new participants for Innovate. Interim efficacy data from Innovate will therefore not be available in the first half of 2022 as previously expected.
This was, for me, the worst possible outcome of the earnings call, in that INO 4800 would be further delayed.
We're also evaluating the feasibility of an additional ex-US heterologous boost trial for INO 4800 as a booster in a non-inferiority clinical trial compared to previously approved viral vector and inactivated COVID-19 vaccine.
Hold on a minute. Why can't you just use the Advaccine trials being conducted right now in China? I mean, your agreement with Advaccine enables you to have the rights to those trials for use outside of Greater China. So why on earth would you be conducting your own trials on essentially the same thing? And Dr. Kim does go on to explain the reasoning behind this. But do you smell something fishy? Because I sure as hell don't believe in this.
This will complement the ongoing booster trials that are being conducted in China by our partner Advaccine.
How about a proper update on Advaccine?
We are also pleased to share that Advaccine has completed enrollment of its 200 participant homologous and 267 participant heterologous boost phase 1/2 clinical trials. The trials are designed to evaluate the safety, tolerability, and immunogenicity of INO 4800 as a homologous boost.
Well, they have some positive news. In China, they're actually moving forwards with INO 4800 as a potential booster.
Inovio's in vitro assessment of the cross-reactivity of INO 4800 vaccine-induced immune responses against the Omicron variant of SARS-CoV-2 demonstrated full maintenance of T-cell responses, including the all-important CD8 killer T responses. However,
and this is it right here. This is why they needed to change the primary endpoint.
as was seen with the vaccines of other developers, it also showed significantly decreased levels of both neutralizing and binding antibodies against the Omicron variant. The maintenance and the preservation of T-cell responses remains a consistent observation for INO 4800 against the ancestral COVID-19 virus, Omicron, and all the other variants of concern tested to date.
Should we be disappointed? Should we be demoralized? I don't think so. But why on earth has it taken them 3 to 4 months to find this out?
We completed enrollment in Reveal2, our second global phase trial of VGX3100, and we expect to have top-line efficacy and safety data available in the fourth quarter. We've also completed the 52-week safety follow-up of Reveal1 participants, which showed that VGX3100 remained well tolerated through week 88. Additionally, participants treated with VGX3100 who met the primary endpoint at week 36 remained clear of HPV 16 and or HPV 18 at week 88.
I drilled into this in a few videos previously that there is a potential VGX3100 gets commercialized before INO 4800 at this rate, and that was a good update on VGX3100 Reveal2, and by Q4 of this year we could be there. We could be right there.
Testing, including INO 4800, is what's great about our Omicron data, as described by Kate and myself earlier, is that our T-cell responses, including CD8 killer T-cells, were fully maintained against Omicron. So
it is unfortunate that the stock market does not understand killer T-cells.
We believe our INO 4800 has a strong position once we get the phase 3 data and once we get the emergency and full licensure to demonstrate benefit as a vaccine against SARS-CoV-2.
With the timeline now completely thrown into the air, who knows what variants will come out after Omicron? I mean, to have faith in a company and its product or technology is one thing. To have blind faith is another, and currently my faith is being tested to near limits.
The steps to getting the primary endpoint amended is modifying and amending the protocol and getting them approved through various regulators who are overseeing the Innovate trial in their respective countries. So we expect that to occur in the next, as expediently as possible across these regulatory bodies.
At least Dr. Kim's learning not to say in a few weeks.
We fully enrolled about 200 participants in Reveal2 in the fourth quarter. It's the last patient in 40 weeks of trial follow-up. So our projection is we would have preliminary data, safety, immunogenicity, and efficacy in the fourth quarter of 2022.
So this is the only confirmed bit of news that we are going to get for 2022, which involves VGX3100. The mere fact that we are now expecting nothing could actually mean that we will get something either from the WHO or Advaccine within China, or who knows, the Innovate trials, they may actually speed up.
Yeah, no, it's our policy not to provide the up-to-date information, but we have a significant number of volunteers who have been dosed, and they will continue to receive the second dose and follow during the pause period. It's just the new enrollment that's paused.
Now this is interesting. Why can they not disclose this information? Maybe they're trying to hide it from some certain powers or bodies in the world. Let's hope that Dr. Kim is fully aware and knows what he's doing, but he does give us a hint that there are participants already dosed with the first dose. So if you factor in the second dose should be on the way and it will not be paused since he already confirmed this, then we probably may even still get some preliminary readouts in the third or fourth quarter.
The Advaccine homologous and heterologous boost trials that's fully enrolled, they expect to have the data in the second quarter of this year. So it's, of course, being run and executed by our partner in China, Advaccine. So we expect the data from that trial sometime in the next quarter.
There you have it. Advaccine could literally be the white shiny knight for Inovio in the next quarter.
We have an exciting year ahead of us in 22 with all of these programs, and we look forward to sharing them with you in the coming months.
To summarize, I really felt a sense of demoralization from the Inovio staff, especially from Dr. Kim, who seemed rather more subdued than his last outing, in which he was very positive. When you hit rock bottom, which Inovio probably has not yet, but they're very close. I mean, come on, can it get any worse than where we are right now? So, once you hit rock bottom, the only direction you can go is up. At least, that's what I'm thinking. So, please remember, I am still bullish on Inovio, and I am looking forward to the reversal. The fundamentals have not changed. The timeline has, but I'm still bullish on their technology resolving in the future. So please take this drill with precaution and always do your own DD. If you found this informative, then please do me a favor and consider to subscribe to this channel, and we'll simply see you in the next one.